Thank you very much, Mr. Paylan, for this interview. As we all know, the Turkish President Recep Erdogan made some public statement about possible normalization of relations between Turkey and Armenia. He believes there is a chance for dialogue between the two countries. And I'm just quoting him: "We can work to gradually normalize our relations with the Armenian government that has declared its readiness to move in this direction." At the same time, we heard that Prime Minister Pashinyan expressed readiness to start dialogue with Turkey. What do you think? Is there a chance for dialogue?
Yes, I think there is a chance for dialogue, despite the traumas that we lived last year, and despite all the problems that we have between two countries. I think there is a window of opportunity. Because last year we lived a terrible war and we lived terrible traumas. But afterwards, nations think about peace or reconciliation or normalization. Sometimes it happens. And this is a window of opportunity between Turkey and Armenia. I believe my establishment, Turkish establishment, Turkish authorities think about normalization, because there are two reasons. First is Recep Tayyip Erdogan needs a story to tell to the Western countries that he's still a leader who thinks about peace. And second reason is he is thinking about the economic relations between the Middle Asian countries and building roads to Azerbaijan and other countries. For this, he needs this kind of a normalization.
As I understand, you're trying to say that Erdogan is sincere when he says Turkey wants normalized relations with Armenia, and he wants to show the West that Turkey is a peaceful country, is a tolerant country, and wants to talk to Armenians, wants to have normal relations with its neighbors. Am I right?
Yes, Erdogan is ruling the country for 20 years. And what I can tell about Erdogan is the adjectives about Erdogan. The first is he's an opportunist leader. Second thing is he is a pragmatic leader. Last year he was talking about war and he supported Azerbaijan and in this war. And he thought he could win some things out of that war. But unfortunately, and not unfortunate, of course, everybody lost. Turkey, Armenia, and Azerbaijan, all of them lost. Of course, we lost so many things, so many lives, and Azeris as well. And Turkey also lost. Erdogan thought he would have some kind of a leverage over Armenia and Azerbaijan and over that region. But without doing anything, Russia was the only winner of that terrible war. Now, Erdogan saw this, and after he had several defeats in Libya, in Syria, in Iraq, and in Izmir and Cyprus, he has nothing to tell to the world that he is a leader who thinks about peace, because he did operations against Libya, Syria, and he only supported the jihadists, and for that his reputation is terrible in the Western countries. So. With a normalization process over the South Caucasus, he thinks he might have a story to tell to the Western countries that he is still a leader who thinks about peace. We can't see it as a sincere move. We should see this as a pragmatic act, and his opportunist attitude against these kind of conflicts.
Okay, that's an interesting point. And Turkey and Azerbaijan declared that they are two states, one nation. Turkey supported Azerbaijan during the war, as you said, and as everybody knows that. And Armenia was actually fighting not only Azerbaijan, but to some extent also Turkey. There was credible reports that Turkey supplied not only know-how, military hardware to Azerbaijan, but the Turkish officers, commanders were helping Azerbaijan to conduct effective military operations against Armenian army. As a member of Turkish parliament who represents the Kurdish region, also as an ethnic Armenian, how did you react to Turkish actions?
Of course, I criticized it, but unfortunately, I was maybe the only one who were shouting against that support to this war. And I shouted that Turkey should not be the one country which is supporting one side on this war. And out of that war, nobody is going to win. I shouted it, and I said Azerbaijan was the country which started the war, but unfortunately, there was a lie factory working in Turkey, and they wanted to consolidate the nation, Turkish nation, to support Azerbaijan in this war. But the ones who were asking for peace was so less, and I was a target, as you know, in those
we know
weeks.
that,
I was a target.
Yeah. And during the war, you were accused of committing treason. Turkish newspaper Sabah was calling the parliament and judiciary to take action against you. You were in a very dangerous environment, which that had similarities with the case of Hrant Dink, who was killed by nationalists. How is it today? Do you receive threats? What is the situation with you now?
In Turkey, the atmosphere changes, the seasons change so rapidly, you can't believe about it. Last year, it was the era of the ones who are supporting war. Last year it was that season, that kind of atmosphere, and the ones who were asking for peace was the target, and they were accused to be a traitor. Mm-hmm. But after words, Turkish people saw that we were not the winner of this war, And in AKP, in Erdogan's ruling party, there are rational guys as well. And they were silent last year, but they were criticizing this policy. The ones who are now supporting war, the rational guys were silently criticizing it with me, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. Now, the rational guys in AKP, I guess, I see that they said we should think about reconciliation. We should think about peace and normalization with Armenia. That is the only way to have some kind of a leverage over South Caucasus. We should establish a game plan to establish a peace in South Caucasus. That is how we can have a leverage over Armenia, Azerbaijan, and other South Caucasus countries.
Now you're trying to say that now in the Turkish parliament, in the political establishment, there is much more, consideration about opening up towards Armenia, opening borders, starting dialogue. Do you see more politicians talking about reconciling with Armenia? Is that the situation now?
Yes, that is the situation. I am talking with not only the ruling parties. I'm talking with the opposition side as well. All the parties are now pro-normalization. That I can't say pro-peace, but at least pro-normalization. And afterwards, we can have some kind of a reconciliation with Armenia. That I believe that's a window of opportunity. So we should think about it as Armenians, as Armenian world, to think about reconciliation. I believe all the Armenians, including me, are biased, because of the acts of Erdogan and Turkey. We have right to be biased. But if there is a will, coming from Turkey, and if Turkey wants to open the borders and have good relations with Armenia, and want to have a normalization process, we should think about it. How to respond? That is the question. If Turkey wants it, and that we know they want it now. If they do acts and let's say thinking about opening the borders in the following months, how are we going to respond that kind of steps? That is the question. And I think all the Armenian world should think about it and should think about how should we respond that kind of a normalization process.
Now, in one of your columns that was published in New York Times right after the war in Nagorno-Karabakh, you urged Erdogan to stop inflaming tensions in the Caucasus and support a ceasefire between Azerbaijan and Armenia. But then you conclude that only democratic Turkey can help stabilize the region and act as a responsible member of the international community. I'm quoting now your article. But I am not naive, and I know that only a democratic Turkey can help stabilize its region and act as a responsible member of the international community. That is why I will not remain silent in the face of threats and will keep on fighting for democracy here and peace abroad. Is that the case? I mean, you still believe in what you said in your column in the New York Times?
Yes, exactly. Of course. No. Turkey is living a very dark winter, about democracy. But there are millions of people, struggling for democracy in Turkey, including in AKP, in Erdogan's party. There are some people who want peace in the region and peace in Turkey as well. But they are silent nowadays. But I think they are going to be more vocal in the following days or months. And in the opposition camp, of course, my party wants peace in Turkey and peace in the region. That is, we are just struggling for it. But in the opposition parties, there are reasonable people who want peace with Armenia. So we should. That is why I think there is a window of opportunity. After the war in 1992 and 1993, there was a window of opportunity. But we couldn't take the advantage of it, and we couldn't have the peace in the region. In 2008, there was a window of opportunity again. That was a second window of opportunity, but we couldn't reach peace. Now there is a third window of opportunity. I think we should take the advantage of it. 4 years ago, I was in Armenia, in 2017 and 2018. I talked about peace. I talked, we should think about peace, and I went to several, diaspora countries and talked with, several people there who are effective in the Armenian world. We should think about peace. And I said, there is a threat, about the future of Artsakh and Armenia, because Turkey is investing in, sophisticated weapons, and they are using them against Kurds. And one day, that vision might turn its face to Nagorno-Karabakh. And it happened, unfortunately. My biggest fear have happened, and we couldn't think about it, about reconciliation before that war. Unfortunately, we lived that trauma. Now, there are two ways for the Armenian people, Armenian world, to have a revenge, to think about the revenge. But I don't think that with that we can reach some kind of a regional peace. There is the second way. We should think about reconciliation, to win together, to win with Turks, Azeris, and Armenians can win together, can have some kind of a normalization and reconciliation in Nagorno-Karabakh. We should think about it, and if we think about it and make a peace plan together or normalization plan together, I think other Western countries will support this peace plan.
So do you think that the United States and the European Union will try to help to facilitate this dialogue? Do you have any indications from the Western countries anyway, or I don't know, you have perhaps your contacts in European Union and some other capitals. Yes, please.
You know what? We thought, the Armenian world thought last year or the year before last year, if something bad happens, the West will help us. That was what we thought. But when that war happened, they turned a blind eye on what's going on. And we were alone as Armenians. We saw that. no, 100 years ago, during the days of the Sehaspanotun, during the days of the genocide, they turned a blind eye on what's going on in Anatolia, in Turkey again, and we suffered the genocide. So, no, I think we should never trust, in the support of the Americans or French or other European countries. So they are not supporting us at all. So we should think about, establishing a, reconciliation plan in the region with the peoples who are living together, as Turks, Kurds, and Azeris and Armenians and Georgians together. We should establish a game plan. And we should take a support of the Western countries. That is what we should do, I guess. Now, with that, Armenia cannot live in peace without establishing peace. Because on your left side, there is a enemy country, so-called enemy country, Azeris, and on your right side, Turks again. So we should end this and these policies and think about a peace plan. Some Armenians might find me naive, but I think there is a window of opportunity. And our Secretary of State, Mevlut Çavuşoğlu, have just announced that Azeris want a reconciliation agreement between Armenia and Azerbaijan, and that is very important. And Azeris also saw that after this war, Russia is in Azerbaijan, and there is a Russian influence and leverage over Azerbaijan. To have a independent, free, and democratic Armenia, and to have a free, democratic, and independent Azerbaijan, both countries need reconciliation. That is why we should think about reconciliation and normalization more.
Mr. Paylan, are you ready to sort of be active on that reconciliation process, or if there is a dialogue, can you just take some part in it? Is that a possibility?
Of course, I am active now. I am active now in Turkey, and I am speaking with all the actors, in Armenia and in diaspora as well. I am just lobbying in Turkey about this thought with my government, with the political parties in the parliament and out of the parliament, and I'm talking to the people about it, that there is a window of opportunity. So you had better support this vision.
So are they seeking your support? Are they seeking your support in this process, or are they asking you to help?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I'm asking them to help this process, and they are asking me as well, because I know, there is a risk, of course, and I'm just watching the steps first of all. But this is a dialogue process. This is just maybe a pre-process, I can say. But I am telling to my government that because of your acts that you did last year, Armenians and Azeris, and first of all, of course, Armenians lived another trauma. You had better take an act and step without any preconditions. And I am telling them, without any preconditions, maybe you can open the border. Without any preconditions, you had better think about direct flights between Turkey and Armenia. This will show somehow you are sincere in this normalization process. Without thinking preconditions, Turkey had better take that steps, because in 1993, Turkey closed the border by itself without talking to Armenia. They closed the border. Now, Turkey can be, my country can be the can take step without talking about conditions, opening the borders. And I'm talking about these steps with my government. And if I see that they are sincere, they should first of all take some steps, because we need to build confidence. There is nobody's believing in each other. Now we need to build confidence, to start the normalization process. I think Turkish government, my country, should be the country which should take the first step.
That's very interesting. Mr. Paylan, if you want to say something in Armenian and addressing Armenians, please do so. If you have something to say, like you can talk to our audience, our people here.
No, every day and night, I am just thinking, working for this normalization process and reconciliation process. This is my dream. This is my dream, and I think this was Grant Link's dream, and this was so many people's dream who just wants a peace between Turkey and Azerbaijan and Armenia. So I speak with so many Azeris who wants peace, and I speak with so many Armenians who wants peace, and I speak with so many Turks who wants peace. So there are so many people in all these countries, Turkey, Armenia, and Azerbaijan, who doesn't want peace, who hates each other. But this time, I hope hate will not win. This time, with this process, I hope, and I will just struggle for this, that this time, love will win, and we could live together for hundreds of years. And with opening the borders, I think with cultural, economic, and diplomatic relations, people will get to know each other. This is some kind of a dream, I think, and I know that this cannot happen without democratic institutions. And I see that Pashinyan's government want this kind of a normalization. Now Erdogan's party and other political parties in Turkish parliament wants this kind of a normalization. And I see also Azerbaijan is asking for this kind of a normalization. So we need to think about it, and we need to take steps to build, first of all, confidence.
Many thanks. Thank you very much, Mr. Paylan. I wish you can succeed in your efforts.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye.
Hաջողություն.
Hաջողություն.